What is up, everybody? What is going on? It is your favorite YouTuber, JR Wisdom, coming in a little bit early today. Just had this on my mind. Just wanted to rap with you guys. Had it written down, and I'm finally getting around to it. So, just wanted to talk about it for a little bit and get you guys' opinions on it. So, before we jump right into it, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Y'all know the deal. Let's run it up. Also, if you haven't yet, guys, check out a few housekeeping rules. Obviously, y'all see the link pinned in the chat. I'm offering anybody to call in and express your thoughts on this topic that we'll be getting into. So you guys see the thumbnail. If you guys aren't familiar with girlfriends, go get familiar. You know what I mean? But before I get into it, I forgot to mention, shout out where you guys are from in the chat, age, gender, sex, whatever have you, whatever you identify as, and let us know where you checking in from, man. Shout it out. Don't be scared. I'm pretty sure we're gonna mods in the chat. Everybody is in the chat. Might run into some of our frequent guests in here, or frequent supporters. So hit that like button, guys. The goal is to get 100 likes here. So make sure you guys support the channel. Hit that like button. Anyway, man, this has been a topic, that has been ongoing about single women keeping women single, man. Like, I've had personal experience with that. For those of you guys who've been out in these fields, been out here dating, where if you've been dealing with a woman and she has some girlfriends, or some girlfriends particularly, who all she does is come home, your girlfriend, and you'll hear about it, you'll listen to it. All she does is she'll talk about their problems. A lot of times she'll bring their problems home, and sometimes you just have to cut it short. And you're like, man, I don't want to hear any of this. What are we talking about? Why are you always talking about your girl's issues? Shout out to Philly, shout out to New York, shout out North Carolina, Detroit, California. Shout out to everybody. Um, but yeah, they're coming home, all this baggage that she's bringing home, and it's affecting her emotionally. And because it's affecting your girl emotionally, it's starting to affect you. And eventually, this is pouring in, and she's like basically picking up the phone, answering her phone call, and she's almost paying more attention to her girlfriend than you. And then if obviously you guys should, keep a masculine frame. But if it comes to the point where it's basically like she's your wife, girlfriend, whatever, is snapping at you and basically putting you on the back burner, putting your needs, the attention is going towards this woman who has consistent men issues, then there's going to be an issue where, ladies, you may end up being single. And this happens a lot. A lot of dudes, some guys who have a scarcity mindset and like to put up with the drama, they'll sit back and stick around with a woman and listen to all this bull crap. But for those of you who are in the vibrations and frequency, whatever energy, it brings everything down. And people love to hear, men do too, but women especially love to talk, and they love to tell their problems to women. It's not like men. A lot of times men just keep it inside. We come up with a solution to the situation without so much telling our business. You know what I mean? We don't spread all of our business to other dudes, at least your immediate circle. But sometimes, a lot of times, you keep things to yourself. And women, they're so forthcoming. They don't know, a lot of times these women that they tell these things to may not have the best intentions. But in the case of this, for you guys who are dealing with a woman or may have been in a relationship with a woman, women are catty, women are envious of each other, and they'll say things because their life isn't, misery loves company. You know what I'm saying? So because your situation may be going fine, she'll see that and she'll try to, it'll be that snake whispering in Eve's ear. You know what I'm saying? That serpent whispering in her ear, you know, planting little seeds, saying things here and there, and having your girl questioning things. And before you know it, your relationship is going through it because she's listening to this girl. And I've always wondered, and like I said, the chat is open. I mean, the call line is open for ladies to call in and answer these questions as well as men who've been through this. But I don't know why you ladies will listen to a woman who or take advice, and not to say that you know people who aren't living the best in life, because you have to go through some stuff sometimes. Why do women tend to listen to other women who really don't have, who their life is in, dire straits, and they are going through it and going through all this BS? They'll sit back and listen and take advice from her, and before you. And if you try to tell her anything, and this is when you know you don't need to be in a relationship with or be dealing with this particular woman, when she'll take her friend's word over you, and basically anything you try to say or tell her, she'll basically say that you're trying to control her. And I've had this happen. A lot of you fellas probably had this happen where you try to talk to a woman, or you try to talk to your woman and say, hey, you can see things from a different lens than she can see it. But she'll go back and tell her friend what you're trying to tell her. And of course, her friend is going to be like, he's just trying to control you, girl. He's trying to do this, blah, blah, blah. And then at this point, they have something that they can talk about together. They can both identify with the same situation. They both are miserable not miserable, but they can both gossip and chat and talk shit about you, and before you know it, if you don't have any ball, if you got balls, you'll just walk the hell away instead of putting up with that. Because it's going to turn into a situation like that, and a lot of guys are in situations where they're scared to walk away. So that's the first thing, you women, ladies. I mean, this goes for anybody, but especially ladies. Who you directly surround yourself with, who you communicate with, your girl circle, fellas. You have to look at your girl circle. If it's just a bunch of chicks who are serial daters, who are on the other end of being getting pumped and dumped, for lack of a better term, there's something you need to think about. You know what I'm saying? You need to actually look and say, okay, my girl, we got a good thing going. And it's not like you trying to keep her away from her friends. It's just like, okay, my girl is doing this, but she's hanging around with this, and this is a bad influence. Because I don't care who you are, who you surround yourself with, and who you hang around with, it's going to end up affecting you. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna end up emulating their behavior. Who you're around, is just how it is a lot of times. And if you could say it's your friend, but what is it that, if it's nothing but drama, what is it about the friendship? You could say, women will say, well, she was there for me, she did this, all these different things. But you know, if it's causing some contention in the relationship, it's not about an ultimatum, but it's about what's really important at the end of the day. Is your girlfriend more important than me? You know what I mean? Is your girlfriend supporting this relationship, or is this relationship becoming the main talks of our relationship is about your girlfriend's misery? So that's the first thing. And women will be envious, and they'll see those things, and it, like I said, I had a front row seat to notice these things going on. You know what I'm saying? And they'll sit back and laugh, and nobody end up having shit. A woman could have everything. You could be doing everything for a woman, but she'll have that one that doesn't have nothing, or the man or the dude she's dealing with ain't shit. And somehow she'll try to tell your girl that you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? It happens. It happens, man. So just be wary of that, and be wary of these older women, right? These old single women, especially if you got women who their mother doesn't have a man, and you're either dating, and I've seen a lot of guys, and I don't know how you guys put up with that, when you got a mother-in-law that is that's always around her daughter, always around your girl, always calling, always pulling up to the house. You know what I mean? Always trying to be in your business. She don't have a man. So her life is her daughter in the situation. And a lot of guys allow that stuff to happen. Allow the woman to come in and out the house as she pleases, pull up. You'll be in the middle of laying pipe. She'll be knocking at the door. And if your woman gets up and is like, I gotta attend to this, bro, you gotta check that, man. You guys gotta check that. You guys are letting that stuff slide and things like that, and it's not cool. You know what I mean? And she'll continue to do it. And even at that point, singing. That's one of the most common things when you have a single mother-in-law trying to intervene and tell you what you should be doing in your household when that's your household. But some guys, they just, hey, I'm just gonna let Mom Dukes do their thing and let Mom Dukes. I've seen it. I've seen it numerous times. You know what I'm saying? Yo, real quick, hit that like button, guys. We got 50 people in it. We got 50 people up in here. You know, we need to get it to at least 50 likes. Helps to promote the video one time for the algorithm. Not asking you for any money. Just hit that like button. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing, guys. Easy like Sunday morning. Run it up to 50. I don't know if we got any mods in the chat, but let's hit that like button, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's greatly appreciated. You know, it doesn't cost you a thing. Everybody should hit it right now. We could have 50 likes, man. Let's get it. You know, but you have these mothers, and as soon as you say something, she'll be glad. No matter how, if you provided a lifestyle, you could have you could be doing everything as a man, taking care of the kids. You know, not don't have any habits. You coming home, you taking care of the kids, you providing for her, things like that. And as soon as you say something, she'll say something, and all of a sudden you got a problem with your mom. It's kind of like that Mike Tyson, not so much that, but that's what came to mind just now. Mike Tyson and Robin Givens, where the mother was always around. You know what I'm saying? And I could see why he just, smashed everything up because she was just running. I said, Michael, 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 and all this stuff. Man, that's not. This is my house. I asked her for her hand in marriage. She came with me. I understand y'all say marrying the family, but nah. That you're not about to be coming up to. That's just me personally. Some of you guys can allow that and have the mother in and out of the house, or even the father, which the father should know better. But you got some dudes that just hanging around, can't let the child go. The child is gone. This is your wife now. You're not married to the mother. She has no say so in all of this. And that's another thing that commonly happens. And you got these new age women, new age older women, and I'm not necessarily saying hit the wall, but you have older women who are single who hang out with younger women in their 20s. Very common. You know what I'm saying? I've noted, maybe this is just me. I'm just speaking, and what I'm telling you guys is just from my experience. I could be just saying something based upon my standpoint, but you have women who are in their 40s and 50s still walking around like they're in their 20s and wanting to hang out with 20 something year olds, which I don't know what you have in common when you're in your 40s hanging out with a 20 something year old, but it is what it is. Your life is already, you know what I'm saying? You should be trying to get settled, find something at this point to live the rest of your days with instead of trying to give some poor mentorship to a young lady who's trying to find her way when obviously whatever happened, you failed at it. So, and what I think a lot of times is that in good conscience, how could you tell somebody do this, do that? Even though you look at someone, that's the biggest thing. When somebody's telling you something, you just have to look at how they're living their life. Have they had a consistent relationship? Are they living the life that they want to live? A lot of times, no. But they're giving women advice, and I don't know. Maybe it's a need for a friend. Sometimes it's just a pep rally, and I think maybe that's a lot of times what women want is they want a pep rally, and it sounds good to hear those things, I guess, from someone encouraging you or validating your feelings or validating something inside or making you feel like you shouldn't do this or submitting to a man is wrong. How I never submitted to a man and you never kept a man. I never cleaned up. I never did laundry. I never cooked or any of that stuff. I've heard stuff like this. You do all that for him? You do all of that? Really? You do all of that? And this is somebody who can't keep a man. Or the dude is actually using her for a place to stay. All too common, man. You're submitting to someone who basically is treating you like somebody, is providing for you, protecting you, offering you security, which is really what I feel like women want at the end of the day is security. You know, they want provisions and security, and to know, hey, shoot a little text every now and then, not all the time, but shoot a little text every now and then. Ask me how my day is going every now and then, not all the time. But that sounds a little bit too toxic to some people, and that's why a lot of these relationships and marriages don't last because of third parties. Everything, sometimes everything is going fine, then third parties come in and people confide in everyone except the significant other is what happens. So I'm just checking out these comments. We already know they keep other women single. Let's move past that and start dissecting the diabolical reason why they do it, using shaming tactics like pick me. I think a lot of times, there's women who you have women who think for themselves, but you also have women who there are shaming tactics that's used in terms of you do all that. Like I said earlier, you do all that, you're like his slave. You know what I'm saying? You know. Um Let me say something to the men in the chat. I don't understand why y'all always talking about how I look. It's very strange. Um, Women, feel free to talk about how I look, but men, comments, chats, please refrain from talking about how I look. It's very disturbing. All right, and it's getting kind of old. So say something about the topic. Feel free to talk about the topic instead of talking about how a man looks. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a man, talking about how a man looks. Talk about the topic. The topic we're addressing right now, if you want to say something about it, is do single women keep women single? We're not talking about how JR looks. All right. If you don't mind. Unless if it's too much, then let me know. Just comment and say, hey man, it's too much. I can't talk about the topic. I can't resist. I gotta talk about how you look. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta say. You know, too easy. But back to it, man. Not feminine enough. The a woman that you could be in a relationship with is very feminine and doing the things that pleases her man, just like he's trying to do things to please her. But once again, it's that chatter that goes on that causes these things to happen. And I think when some women do look back and reflect and say that was a good guy, but I let the chatter in and my pride and ego got involved from the chatter. And I think the once the person who was doing the chatter, once they see that they've broken up the household or successfully managed to destroy it, that's when they rejoice. I know firsthand. They like seeing, I because it's just happened to me. That's why I'm speaking on it. It's happened to me when you're able to break something up and you gloat about it and you think it's funny, and it's like an accomplishment that I have that much power or I have that much leverage to influence this person to do something that and at the end of the day, you can't we can't absolve people of self-agency and personal responsibility. Everybody makes their own decisions. So if it's something that she wants to do as a single woman, if it's something that you feel like in your heart that you want to do, by all means, you can do whatever you want, but just don't complain about the consequences that come with it. You know what I'm saying? You can complain, you're nobody can say this woman was able to do, or this man was able to do this. This woman was able to break up a relationship, or this woman was able to get her to do this. She did what she wanted to do at the end of the day. You can't make anybody do anything that they don't want to do. You can't make anyone be with you, all those things. You can't. But people, we as human beings, we tend to blame the person on the outside when it's the person that your significant other that you guys should be communicating, and that's what your relationship should be based on, is communication. It shouldn't be a third party. If somebody is that, if maybe they open, I look at it like this: whatever, if things like that happen, it's supposed to happen. Maybe they were supposed to. Maybe that's how that person felt all along. Maybe women just want to be single. Maybe society's telling them that they should be in a relationship and they really don't. You know what I mean? They also time best. Okay, that might be part of check mark. Other if he had other if he that heated. Bro, it's 2022. Sorry, our mama raised us better. I don't know what that said, but they also rejoice sometimes because the girlfriend that was doing all the chattering will feel like she got her best friend back. Exactly, that's a good one. She feel like she got her best friend back. Misery loves company. They can sit on the phone or they can go out for drinks and talk about the same old thing over and over and over. And that goes for anybody. People love routine. They love talking about the same stuff, complaining, gossiping, and things like that. And at some point, if you haven't evolved, you have to look back and say, what was I doing? This isn't going anywhere. We're talking about the same old dudes. These men ain't shit over and over. We can already see when I get into this situation with this guy, I'm struggling, all this stuff over and over. And it's the common thing that you guys got to talk about. So you might as well just get together. And that women, if your girlfriend is keeping you single, y'all should become girlfriends and see how that dating situation works out. If it's that serious. If he not happy with the outfit, he got plans for your backside. Sheesh. Goodness. I can agree. I'm best friends with my sister, and she's always been single. Every relationship or love interest I've had have said something about her always being around. Yeah, that's definitely a no no. Me personally, I can't deal with a woman that always has a family member around. It's that's not happening. Definitely not happening. And I would think that you would think it would be odd that you would always want to be around that person. It's called wearing out your welcome. It's the whole thing. I don't know if you guys heard of that. Always being around somebody, always, but some people can't be alone either. Some women can't be alone. Some women always have to talk to someone. Some dudes can't be alone, but I'm talking about women specifically. They can't be alone. They always have to have someone around. Always have to be on the phone. And guys, it's whatever you permit is gonna, persist. I can't get with that, man. So perhaps women in relationships should seek guidance from another source, i.e., those with better relationships than their own. Birds of a feather flock together. That's exactly what I was saying. I don't see why you would. That goes for anything in life, but especially relationships. A lot of people will say, okay, rest in peace to Kevin and other people like that. Why would you take advice from someone who has been divorced, or someone who has this going on? I mean, I can understand you saying that, but the model is to take, we want to seek advice from someone who has had success and healthy relationships, and has a track record of things. Because people take advice from people all the time who have no experience in certain fields. They just went to school for it. But one thing for sure, if you're hanging with someone every day and you see that there is no progression at all, red flag should go off. But like I said, I think it's just a pep rally because anybody can, hype you up, motivate you, even if they ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? You can walk by in a nice ass sundress, and I'm not saying a bum on the street or just anybody on the street could give you a compliment and just brighten up your day and pep you up. You know what I'm saying? But may not have any skin in the game or anything like that. But they can just mention something like that because it's the vanity of it sometimes. You know what I mean? So super chat. Shout out to Mr. Saeed. What's that? £2? Appreciate you. What's the solution for what? Ask your question. I don't know what your question was as far as you say what's the solution? You know what I mean? I don't know what the question was as far as the solution and things like that. But while he asking that question, man, once again, we have 52. If you're just now answering, man, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We're trying to run this up to 100 likes. Guys, the link is pinned in the chat if you want to call in and give your thoughts on this. The lines are open. I'm only on here for a few more minutes. You know what I mean? Just wanted to hear from you guys and discuss this topic briefly and get some input from people, but just waiting to hear this brother's question. But continue on hitting that like, spam that like button. It's free. Doesn't cost you a thing. So that is a common thing, man. You know, I can't I can't see myself. You just know when you as a man, you would have to be crazy to just sit back and listen to some stuff like that. A guy constantly telling you about his problems cuz guys, unless you just like have lost it, you're going to figure it out. You can take advice, go on the internet, go on YouTube to try and figure some stuff out, but I mean, gossiping and calling somebody up constantly and anything that can kind of get them on your side to reason with you, to actually like, okay, we're on the same sheet of music now. I got them. Okay, I said something. I got them to talk. I got them to say something because I've been saying nothing but negative things. So okay, I finally got her to say something negative about him. I finally got her to agree with me on something. I finally got her to basically complain about her life. So maybe my life doesn't suck. You know what I'm saying? And I think that has to be what's going on. Alicia, once again, I agree. My sister sees me as her strong older sister. So when I'm being submissive, she doesn't like it. And I've started to notice the wedge that she puts between me and my person. Go ahead and call in then, Alicia. Hit that link. Go ahead and expound on that. Let's hear what's happening. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hit that thing right there. But yeah, guys, be on the lookout for that, man. That's why you just gotta, no matter what, and y'all gonna be like, JR, don't say it. Just keep it cordial, man. Just keep it cordial. You when you invite unnecessary drama in your life, it's not gonna stop. That's never gonna be a one time thing. It's never gonna be a one time thing. It's gonna be something consistent, and it's ultimately gonna lead to regret, and you feel in some type of way, and you lay in there, y'all start wondering, why are we arguing? You know what I'm saying? Why are we arguing? Everything was going great. Love life was great. We was traveling, we was supporting each other and things like that. When you should never be adopting the problems of someone outside of your household. We got enough problems as it is, or should have enough problems. We don't have time to be taking all that up. What was that on Baby Boy? My man was like, Yvette kept calling her friend on baby boy, and her boyfriend would just be listening to that, and he was just like, yo, you need to get off the phone and come over here, and hey, stop playing around. No, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that constantly. I mean, you shouldn't, as a man, you shouldn't be getting in a woman's business. But when a woman's business starts affecting your relationship, that's something completely different. We're not eavesdropping on conversations and things like that. But if that's the topic of discussion, man should never introduce himself into um, female gossip or female chatter. That's a no-no. We don't do that. Shout out to Alan Webb, man. I appreciate the super chat. Shout out to you. How black men got to be to finally get a good woman. How old? What is this? How old black men gotta be to finally get a good woman? Best ever? Man, you gotta be at least a good 62. You know what I'm saying? When you 62, that's the magic number. You know. Man, I'm coming to Miami. I'm coming to Miami next month. I'm coming to Miami. I heard y'all was flooded. That's why I haven't gone. But yeah, I'll be in Miami next month for sure. I was always told you should never speak negatively about your significant other to others. They will only pour salt on the wound and pick at the scab. I mean, I'm in total agreement. You should never do that. You should never talk negative about your significant other to anyone, including your, because they're gonna remember that and they're gonna throw it back up in your face. It's pouring salt in the wound at the end of the day. They're gonna be like, well, wasn't he or she doing this? Wasn't she doing this? Didn't you say she was doing this? Didn't you say he was doing this? Now, y'all back cool again, and then it's gonna make as a woman, it's gonna make you feel some type of way because you was talking all that negativity because you wanted somebody to listen, and of course, negativity spreads faster, so they're gonna embrace that negativity, especially if their life is shit. If a woman, if your life isn't shit, of course you're gonna try to make it worse. As you said, pour salt in the wound. You're just gonna try to make it worse. I don't want to hear that. Stay together, stay together, stay together. 62, we got a long way to go. When do people, very rarely, I think, and this is me probably speculate. It is speculating because I don't know factual. I'm not speaking factual with every relationship. But when I say in my videos, love conquers all, right? People, everyone just gets upset. But how many are actually encouraging y'all to stay together? I've actually heard, I had someone close to me tell my ex, you need to get yourself a new man. Yo, it's some stuff that's said, guys. Trust me, man. If you think these girl talk, I mean, it's like I said, it's none of your business at the end of the day what they're talking about. But if you think these girl talks are just spent glorifying you, not to say they don't, you know what I mean? But if you think a lot of these girl talks is just, glorifying you, or what's the word? Is it edifying? Let me look that up to make sure I'm using that properly. You know what I'm saying? No, that's, well, you can't really use that, but yeah. Uh, yeah, if they're not, it's not always that way, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but you got a damn good woman if you got a woman that just speaks positive about you, and she knows that, not to gossip, or she knows the only way to relate to her friends is to say something negative or something that you're not doing, you know. Because if that's the only way she can communicate with her friends about her situation is to say something negative about what you're not doing, so that can start a conversation, then, but like I said, at the end of the day, you never know what's going on. It's none of your business, the conversations that they're having, but if that's what's going on, you'll find out eventually. Do I think a man should get in a relationship with a woman who has kids and has been married before? Y'all answer his question right there. I know he asked me. Who did I? What didn't I do a video on this a couple days ago? Yeah, I was talking to that was Javon when I asked Javon about that. I don't think it's ideal, but if you just have to be in a relationship and you feel like it's something, hey, you might come across a you might, like Javon said, you might come across a good woman. You know what I'm saying? You get in a relationship with a woman who has kids and has been married before, you never know. Survive 25. Gotta wait till 60 to get a good woman. I was just joking about that 62, man. You can get a woman, you can get a good there's good women out there, man. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta go through the this rigorous dating process to find one, man. You might luck up. You might be one of the lucky people and get one like the first woman you come across. She might be everything that you prayed and you wish for. You know what I'm saying? She just might. I was just saying 62, man. 62, some of us won't make 62. So don't put it out there like, all these things that you hear on Facebook and YouTube and social media. I'm not gonna find love till I'm in my 60s. Nah, it's hey, yeah, but hey, you might find the love of your life when you turn 60, man. What am I talking about? But listen, man. That's my thoughts on it, man. Excuse me, I need to stop saying man. That's my thoughts on that topic. You know, I think for the ladies that's watching, I truly believe that is something just from my perspective, is something that you should actually think about. And when you do have conversations with your circle or with your group, if it's focused around negativity or trying to find out something negative or want you to say something negative, it's going to come back at you because people feed off of negativity. I mean, if you have a circle that's just constantly talking about positivity, you're blessed. Positivity just isn't exciting. Women, like I said, women are catty, regardless of, you can have some dope friends, but women are catty and competitive. So some people don't like to hear good news. A lot of people don't like to hear good news. A lot of people don't like to see you doing better than them. You know, women, from my interactions with women, and I was learning this, through business. Women don't like, well, people in general, but women don't like to give another woman the plug. Like they have a plug for this. I had this done, but they don't want to give another woman the plug. They want to hold it. They want to withhold the plug. And I've found this out several times. So it's, you know, women are catty, women are vain, women are competitive naturally. So just because if you got a circle full of winners, everybody's talking positivity, that's great. There's no chatty patties, there's no cattiness. If it is competition, you'll never know. But I mean, we all aspire to have a circle like that where everybody's just speaking positivity and nobody's being negative. And if you are having issues at home, you just ask for advice instead of dogging someone out or trying to make yourself look better, you know. Because a lot of women, like I said, everything that sparkles ain't diamonds, everything that glitters isn't is not gold. So your one of your besties may look like $1 million or she's having the time of her life, but if she's going to sleep alone at night, some people can say they can sleep alone. That's fine too. But I mean, guys get used to it. But how many women really want to, for the rest of your life, you want to sleep alone? You know what I mean? You just want to be in the bed alone? Nah, I don't find it likely, man. Just my thoughts. But anyway, man, I've done enough talking here. My figured I rock with you guys on live. You know what I'm saying? So uh if there's nobody with any, expressing their thoughts or anything, man, on live, I was looking to put some good conversation here to see if anybody, you know, wanted to get live and talk about some situations. But we'll catch you on the next one. I don't want to hold you guys too much longer. Make sure you guys like the video. If you haven't, make sure let's run it up to 100 likes. We're at 68 right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm far off, man, but it's coming. It's coming. It's very true that women withhold necessary info for success from other women. That's why older women are winning over younger counterparts. They have knowledge they won't share with the younger generation. Yeah, I mean, eh, it is what it is, man. But come promiscuous women in Miami. I wouldn't be coming to Miami for women, but I got you. I understand. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah. Anyway, man, I'm out of here, man. You guys, peace and blessings be upon you, man. Like the video, subscribe, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.